Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show. We're on Fridays at 3 o'clock. We normally have Pat McMasters join me with Price Mortgage. Today we have Cardboard Pat because he decided that it was more important to go on a cruise to the Bahamas than to be here on this show. But I promised him, look, don't worry. We won't have more likes than usual because you're gone. Don't worry about it at all. So he's gone and going to be back next week. I'm not sure what time. I got a couple tidbits on interest rates. We're going to talk about some stuff I found out about Zillow that I didn't know today. And we're going to start by letting you know that we have 7,196 listings on the market today. They're starting to climb back up. We're expected to do that. You can see where we're getting back up to this blue line here, this trend line. And we're getting poised for our big Christmas week plunge. So it just keeps staying the same, although overall, both sales are going down a little bit and inventory keeps going down on a trend line. So it's very interesting thing. Sales want to increase, I think, but they can't find anything to buy. So that's holding people back for sure. Now, Zillow. What the heck is going on with Zillow? They have decided that they're going to cancel 400 offers due to closing restraints. They keep introducing these new terms that have never before been in real estate. What is a closing restraint? They aren't in any of the contracts that I write. Now, this is nationally, but there's some devil behind the details here. They're doing, like here's one here that said they told us we could close at any time when the Florida property was ready, earlier than the date or later, no worries, he added, while noting Zillow had agreed to pay $351,000 for his property. We tried to change the closing date to December 31st of this year or even in January, but they said that nothing could be changed. Culpepper said Zillow had offered him $3,500 for canceling the contract, which accounts for a $1,000 deposit and a $2,500 bonus. And I already told you about the Buckeye, Arizona couple, home sellers. They got offered $10,000 for canceling the contract and a purchase price $418. And they said, we expected them to uphold their end of the deal. We thought this was a done deal. Some interesting developments out there. And one of them is in Florida, there is a home builder called Minto. So you go in and you're looking at a home that's being offered up by Minto and you go, well, I got to sell my home first. They said, don't worry, we have a partnership and an agreement with Zillow that they will give you an offer and buy your home and you don't have to close until this home is ready. Now, that on the surface is pretty fishy. I don't know why the associations didn't jump in and put an end to this coercion that they had here. And now they're canceling those contracts as well. So people want to buy a new home, but they can't sell their old one. And they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And so who are you going to sue? Zillow? Well, probably not, because you're trying to still sell your house and get into the other house. The last thing you want is attorney's fees above and beyond what you'd pay in some states for a real estate deal. Do you sue Minto for saying, yeah, Zillow, take care of you? So it's getting messy, and how the CEO of Zillow is still employed is beyond me. Now they had, get this, it said that in the company's letter to shareholders, which by the way, shareholders are suing Zillow in a couple class action lawsuits, said it had 9,790 homes in its inventory at the end of September. This part I did not know though. It was under contract to buy another 8,172 homes at that time. And they came out in that letter and said the company intends to honor these purchase contracts. That's what they said. And now Zillow would need to turn around and sell approximately 1,800 homes before Zillow draws to a complete close. I did not know that they had an additional 8,700 homes under contract that weren't in their inventory yet. So they had two major issues that they did. One, they pushed the price up way too high. So by the time, and then the analysts were telling them, you're offering too much money for these based on what we're seeing. And then they had an algorithm that added 7% more to that price. So there was no way you were going to turn down the Zillow offer. They also lowered their fees from 7.5% to 1.5% because they wanted to have a reputation of having a positive process for you to sell your home. So they were just going for optics at this point. Now that puts you in a bind when they cancel because, first of all, right off the bat, who are you going to find real quick to pay that price for your home? You know, Zillow's getting rid of it. They're getting rid of the houses that they currently have. They're not getting rid of them in a fire sale. They're putting them back down to market value. They paid above market value, but now they have to list it down to real world prices in order to sell them. But you're stuck out there. So what are you going to do? Are you going to put your house on the market, 60 days before your other house, your new home closes because you thought you were just going to be able to sit tight? That's probably your only choice. The hope that you've got is the values keep going up. We're not seeing home values slip yet. We're not seeing inventory coming up. So you do have that icing on the cake that can help you. But is it going to go up to that level where Zillow originally offered you? I doubt it. So you're going to have a good 7% increase on top of already the higher price that they offered you. And so the lesson in this with Zillow and with any transaction is I want you to look at that earnest money as if this buyer backs out for any reason, am I going to be properly compensated? And they're offering $1,000 earnest money. I'd never take $1,000 earnest money. I would at least take 1%. So if it's a $400,000 house, I at least at a minimum want $4,000, and even that's kind of skinny. So the earnest money is there to protect you, the seller, in case they buy out, they back out. Now, if they have to back out because they can't obtain financing, then the buyers get their earnest money back. So if they back out for reasons that Zillow said, that just said, well, you know what, started looking at it and the math doesn't work, so we're not going to buy it, then you get to keep your earnest money. Now, Zillow's trying to make it a cushion by saying, well, we're going to give you another $2,500. We're going to give you $10,000. So now you're sitting out there and go, wait, well, Sally got $10,000, I get $2,500. What the heck's going on here? There's going to be some real stirring of the pot and some lawsuits on this. And I think the real estate associations better wake up and start taking a look at what's going on out there. How did this happen? How did they get this linked relationship with the builders, cutting out other real estate agents? It's not about cutting out other real estate agents, but they seem to be getting a pass where I would not get a pass and other agents wouldn't get a pass. So they're kind of turning their cheek the other way and just letting things happen. So there's going to be a lot coming down the road on this. This is not going to go away anytime soon. They've canceled 400 out there, and they already have contracts of 8,700. That number is going to triple at least. And our inventory number looks like this as we look at our, let me move my mug here. This is our 7-day moving average after listings on a weekly count in our market. It's taking the same seasonal trend down as it has the past couple of years. Mortgage rates, boy, that's the story of the day, folks. Mortgage rates start strong but end up higher. Okay, they ended up a little bit higher. This was as of yesterday. They started weaker and ended stronger yesterday. Unfortunately, today delivered exactly the opposite scenario. It said the underlying bond market, the most important factor in determining mortgage rates, started today at levels that would have allowed lenders to offer some of their lowest mortgage rates since early November. So you're a lender, you come in the morning going, this is looking good, I could start offering some lower rates. But bonds began to deteriorate too earlier in the day for lenders to ignore. Then that all went away. They got the jobs numbers today, and they were terrible. When there's bad economic news, people flock to bonds, interest rates go down. That's why earlier in the week I was saying there's a story to be told why interest rates will continue to go up. There's an equal story to be told that they might go down, and they did. Not by much. It's 3.2 right now. Let me refresh it. It was 3.24 in the morning, and that's still 3.2. It's an average. Let's see. Do Vegas says, it don't count till the baby is out. I hear you there. So what's going on with these rates? Here is a 2-year Treasury note. I saw an interesting analysis about 2-year versus 10-year today. I don't know if you watch Meet Kevin or not. For some reason, he's got bright red fluorescent hair lately. 2-year Treasury note yield is going well, it was going up. So if we just look at the past, let's say 1 month, it's climbing up. Okay, so that means that they're concerned about inflation over the next 2 years. Well, the 10-year note is going down. I want to look at the monthly number here. It's going down. What's the difference? Well, it's the 10-year note. The market is telling you and telling Fed Chairman Powell they don't think this inflation is going to stick around. And they don't think the economy is going to get that much better. And they don't think he's going to taper as fast as he says he is. So the market is saying, you're selling, I'm not buying. And the number is the yield is going down. So that's another case that might say interest rates are going to be dipping next year. Now, you can see just what kind of volatility we had this week, up and down and up and down. And it's probably going to be that way all year. But we don't see a clear trend yet. So we thought we were seeing a trend. And if they continue to pull back on mortgage-backed securities and treasuries, then yes, they will start to come up. But remember, it's the market on 10-year treasuries that drives mortgage rates. So the Fed can do all they want. If the market's not buying it and not believing it, the rates are not going to budge. So just something to watch as we go forward in the year. I am by all means about as far away from being a Fed expert as anybody here. And Jackie says, I saw that Meet Kevin episode, and I think he digs deep like you, and he has good points. I thought he did too, Jackie. I thought he had great points. I think the message that I'm trying to convey here is that, we really don't know, but there's a lot of different things you can watch, and things can turn quickly. But right now, rates are not turning quickly. Just because the Fed chairman says, well, I'm going to pull back normally, that just makes the market react. The bond market just goes crazy. Like it did in 2018, which they call the taper tantrum. Now they're not doing that. Jackie says it seems almost like rates did the opposite of what we expected. I agree. I absolutely agree. Now locally here in Phoenix, D.R. Horton wins an $83.5 million land auction near the Taiwan semiconductor site up in Phoenix. That one up north where everybody's buying all the porcels. Said it was a highly competitive bidding war, and D.R. Horton was a winner, and it's up here. So this is Cave Creek Road right there, and there's 7th Street. So everybody's scooping up land up here like crazy. And interesting thing is, up there already, it was saying down here that D.R. Horton has 355 lots up there, and they basically have 6 left. That community opened in February 2019. Sales have averaged $507,000. So they've only got 6 lots left. Renee says, in a small synopsis, what are USDA qualifications, income requirements, and debt-to-income ratio? Renee, I wish I could answer that, but that question we're going to have to ask this guy when he gets back from his cruise. So I wish I could answer that question. I don't dip my toes into that too much. Now, another funny article that I saw here, it said Phoenix shatters November temperature record that stood since 1949. Here's why I think it's funny. It said, oh gosh, let me find it real quick. It said that we were sweltering in 80-degree heat. That's not sweltering. That's beautiful. I gotta find it, but it's I just thought that was hilarious. It said we were sweltering. Anyway, it's totally off the topic of real estate, but I thought I'd throw that out to you. I did ask you guys a question in the community tab, and we have about 124 votes. I said, what is your pricing prediction for real estate in 2022? And 17% of you said that prices are going to go up over 20%. 37% of you, the largest percentage, think it's going to go up over 10, so between 10 and 20. 17% of you say flat, 10% of you say it's going to go down 5, and 19% say it's going to go down 10% or more. So the prevailing vote here is that people say that prices are going to go up or flat. And Do Vegas, Rick, do you think the new Intel campus will bump up Chandler prices, values? It already has. It's already done that. Chandler is crazy. It's, the hard part down there is there's no room for more building in Chandler. And Ocotillo, which is right next to the campus, most of those homes are built in 1994 to 1998. Many of them are going through getting new roof underlayments put on, because that paper only lasts about 25 years. And as of today, when I look at the Ocotillo area, and I'm going to pull it up, show it to you here right now, there is only 10 homes on the market. And these are the ones that are closest to the the Intel plant, and it's going to make a huge difference. I truly believe it's going to. And they have back in non-pandemic times, this particular area, when I look at the map, and I'll pull up the map here for you, this is what I call Greater Ocotillo, would easily have 85 homes for sale, and now they have 10, with the lowest price being $435, and it's a brand new listing today. Let's see what this one's all about. Cruise through here. Pretty great shape, and it was built in, I'm going to guess that was built in 97. What was it? Oh, 202. There you go. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. Wow, for $435. Prices are definitely getting hammered down there. It is tough. And then they've got this great big development here that has all these homes that are all clustered together, these cluster homes, right next to Queen Creek Road. That I'm not a big fan of that little development right there. I kind of like this one. Oh, this one's $825. It's down by the water, a little bit farther south. So yeah, I think we're going to see that same kind of impact up at the Taiwan plant up there too. And the other thing, interesting tidbit about the Chandler Intel plant, I asked the guy that works at the water treatment department in Chandler, I said, man, they go through a lot of water? And they go, no, they borrow it. They pull the water out of our system. They use that to clean the chips, and it goes through such a massive filtration system that when they put the water back in the system, it's cleaner than when they got it. They said, so the Intel plant just borrows our water here in Chandler, and it's actually very good for the system. So is forbearance still available? I'm federally contracted, and they haven't stopped the mandate in Arizona yet. Should I call my loan officer? I was hoping Pat would be here. I'm hearing that you can still get a forbearance. I don't know the terms of it. I do wish Pat was here. Maybe we can call and ruin his cruise. So yeah, I would call. If you got a loan officer, I'd give him a call and see what's going on. So the water plant is in Chandler Heights and Gilbert. Yeah, it's nice. And all the water that you see in Ocotillo, all those natural lakes, is part of that purification process. The water goes through treatment, goes through those lakes, the sun breaks it down, goes back in, gets treated again, and that's what that is. Do Vegas, thanks. I have a house in Ahwatukee near Chandler. I think it'll sell in 2 years. I think it's going to sell in 2 minutes. So, well, I hope everybody has a great Friday. Whatever you do, don't hit the like button too many times because Pat's gone. It'll hurt his feelings. Take on the weekend.